We're at the intersection of intensity meets integrity. Come with me, we're about to get really, really sweaty. All right, all you need today is that resistance band, and we're gonna start with it right around our back, right across the widest part of your back, right at the base of our shoulder blades. And we're gonna come down onto all fours. We're gonna start with that band right underneath those hands, knees under those hips. Hold it right here, keeping the tops of the feet down on the floor. Take a deep inhale into the mid-back as you soften the elbows and imagine the backs of the armpits kind of hugging around the ribs. Hold it right here. We're gonna start to round the mid-back up into that band. Hold. On your next exhale, those upper inner thighs are gonna hover up in through the pelvic floor. We're gonna hold it right here. Now bend those elbows a little bit more for me as you draw those elbows towards the hips. Imagine you're trying to drag your hands towards your feet for that deep abdominal activation. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale and send your breath into that red band behind your back. On your next exhale, set your knees back down like they are made of glass. Let's do that one more time. Reset, spiral those biceps forward, elbows melt back towards the hips, tops of the feet heavy on your exhale. Absorb those upper inner thighs as we start to find a little flexion through the spine. And then imagine you're trying to drag your hands back to your feet. We're here for 4. Beautiful, last 3. Good, last 2. Set those knees down gently. Turn your toes under you one more time. We're gonna hover those kneecaps. Take a deep inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, absorb those inner thighs up. Hold it right here. This time we're in that flat back. Navel drawing up and in. We're gonna soften those elbows a lot. We're here for 4. Hug those armpits around the ribs for 2. And gently set it down. Beautiful, we're ready to come up for some lunges. So we're gonna stand, we're gonna take that red band, and we're gonna take it right underneath the ball of the right foot. I want it right at the base of your toes, where your toes connect to the rest of your feet. We're gonna take that red band out to the side, step that left leg long back behind you, hold. Find a full extension through that back leg. Hold it right here, draw that navel in and up. We're gonna lower down into our first lunge. Hold it right here. Right sitting bone draws back, left hip comes forward a little. Now we're gonna take a little diagonal lean forward by rolling those hips over the femur head. Hold your first one right here. All right, now we're starting to feel the heat and we've only done 1. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna inhale, sweep those arms back, and as you do, your heart draws forward. Exhale as you bring those arms back out to a T. Inhale to sweep it forward. I want you to imagine you're swimming through Jello. All right, so imagine you're trying to send that Jello off to the sides as you glide through it. Your heart is gliding forward. Your tailbone is reaching down away from the crown of the head. Your belly is drawing in and up. And we're reaching those fingertips away from the shoulders by activating the back line of those arms. Beautiful, last 3, like this. Can you commit to that lunge a little bit more? Really draw that thigh bone into the hip. Draw that belly in and up. Last one here, hold the arms back. Hold it right here, little tricep kick back. Inhale to extend. If you want to choke up on your red band to get a little bit more here, we're here for 4. Good, and 3. Last 2, we're not done yet. Hold the arms back, hold it here. Shift your body weight forward into that front leg, straighten the back leg. We're gonna reach that back leg so far back behind us that it hovers up off the floor. Tiny little lift and lower for 4 and 3. Last 2 with control. Set that foot down. Stand all the way up. We're coming on to our left side for some jumping. So you can keep that red band right on your foot. Lift that rib away from the elbow. We're gonna turn that leg out into turnout. Inner thigh spirals up to the sky. It's an exhale as we bring it in. Inhale, keep your elbow right next to your ribs as you extend the leg from the hip. Beautiful. So focusing less on what the foot is doing, I want you to really imagine thigh bone sinks down into the pelvis. Inhale, lengthen. If you want to kick this up even another notch, lift that bottom hip up off of the floor as you work here. Imagining a little hammock, drawing your ribs up and away on the diagonal. Beautiful. 4 more just like this. Finding that length on both sides of the ribs. Every time that knee comes up, picture that inner thigh spiraling forward. Beautiful. Now from here, the next time that knee comes in towards the body, hold. Now from here, we're gonna extend the leg up to the sky, flex the foot, scissor that straight leg down to the floor, pick it back up, drop that thigh bone into the pelvis, bend the knee. Do it again. Inhale, extend via the hamstrings. Lower that leg. Invite it up by sinking that thigh bone into the pelvis every time. Keep that lift under your bottom ribs. Long waistline on both sides. Last one here, scissoring, lifting, bending, and lowering it down. Beautiful. Coming on to all fours now. Take that red band, lay it right across your mat. We're gonna take our right hand onto that band, and our left hand is gonna hold that red TheraBand in our hands. And we're gonna take that arm out to the side. I want you to imagine you've got a coffee table right next to you. And I want you to place that elbow and that hand right on that coffee table. Beautiful. From here, extend your right leg long back behind you. And we're gonna reach through the back side of the leg and imagine drawing your hamstrings up through the glutes, over your waistband, up to your shoulder. It's an inhale to glide the shoulder down towards your right back pocket. Exhale, bring that elbow wide. Inhale. The only reason the fingertips come up a couple of inches is because that shoulder blade is melting down, wrapping around the ribs. So find that activation. You can always set the back leg down if it gets a little bit aggressive. Beautiful, you guys. Good. Every time you take that fingertip forward, imagine that shoulder blade connecting across to the opposite back pocket of your jeans. Last 3. Good. Last 2. Imagine that belly drawing your organs a little closer to the back of the spine. Hold it right here. We're gonna take that arm back behind us. Elbow stays high. Bend the knee. Foot flexes up to the ceiling. It's an inhale to extend the left arm as we donkey kick that foot up to the sky. Imagine reaching your knee further away from the hip. Beautiful. Can you draw your heel a little closer to your sits bones to really activate the back line of that leg? Good. Keep that heart lifting through the space between the shoulder blades. Soften your right elbow. Last 3. Fully extend that left arm every time. Last 2. Hold it up. Hold it right here. Beautiful. Give me that little pulse for 4 and 3. Last 2. With control, that knee comes in and that arm comes down. We're gonna just sit it back. Now, your red band is optional if you want some assistance this time. I'm gonna show you both ways. We're gonna go into a little teaser roll down. So take that band right under the balls of the feet. Feet are gonna be about 4 inches apart in parallel. Okay, we're gonna sit up nice and tall, grow tall through the crown of the head, hinge it back with a flat back, hold, just barely hinging it back. Then we're gonna allow the tailbone to roll under slightly. So we're sitting right on the back of our sitting bones. Now imagine you're sinking down and back into a hammock. Hold, and those legs are gonna float up into a teaser. Now, if this is not for you, you can always opt to do one leg at a time. The red band is gonna help us here. Imagine you're really sinking those thigh bones into the pelvis. Take those arms out to the side. Now from here, we're gonna open up the shoulder blades, finding a little tension in that band, trying not to change the shape of our spine. So really think about that belly drawing in and up. Imagine your bottom 3 ribs kind of tractioning up and out underneath your shoulder blades in the back. If you want to kick this up even one more notch, try it without the red band, as long as you can stay out of those superficial hip flexors. And as the arms come wide, it gives us a sincere challenge through those deep abdominals, that transversus, that pelvic floor. Really imagine your inner thighs are like a pair of suspenders and they connect all the way up under the ribs. Can you sink back into your hammock a little bit more? We're here for 4. Good, and 3, whether you've got the red band or not. Last 2, hold your next one, hold it here. If you've got it in you to take those legs up into a straight leg teaser, arms are gonna come up overhead and back down. Last 4, beautiful. Last 3, fight for it. Last 2, and with control, last 1, bend the knees, set those feet down, come all the way up. Beautiful, let's reverse that. So we're gonna come with that red band underneath the hands. This time it's gonna be the right hand that comes up. We're gonna rest that right forearm onto that coffee table, extending that left leg long back behind us, reaching that leg away. It's an inhale, shoulder blade glides down the back to reach the fingertips forward. Exhale, elbow stretches out towards, well, in my case, the camera. Good, navel draws in and up. Can you really fight to keep that pelvis nice and square? Try not to let that reach of that back leg kind of make your pelvis go a little wonky. Keep it nice and square and think about reaching the leg away from the hip. Notice how that turns on the deep abdominals for stability here. 3 more just like this, and we're gonna go to that tricep kickback. Good, last 2. Good, last one, hold it here. Take that arm back behind you, bend the foot, flex that heel up to the sky. It's an inhale as we extend the arm long. Exhale as you bring it in, keep the elbow high. Inhale, front side of the arm extends. Exhale, back side of the arm lengthens, and the whole time I'm drawing that foot up towards the ceiling, not by lifting the foot up. I'm thinking about reaching the kneecap further away from the hips. That heart is lifting up through the space between the shoulders. Draw your left elbow back and down towards your left hip a little bit more. Really absorb that tricep up into that shoulder. Last one here, hold. Beautiful, tiny little pulse for 4 and 3. Last 2, and with control, set it down. Beautiful, let's go into that side jump on the other side. So coming down onto our right forearm and taking that band around the ball of the left foot. Right forearm down to the floor. If you opted for it on the other side and you'd like to lift the bottom hips up, awesome. We're gonna spiral that inner thigh into an external rotation so that as we draw the knee towards us, we really have this deep opening and activation through those abductors in the back, okay? So imagine the spiral line. If you can imagine your inner thighs wrap around, becoming the fibers of your glutes. I want you to feel this external rotation all the way to your tailbone. Feel how those muscles are engaging to draw that thigh bone in, sinking that thigh bone deeper into the hip as we bring it in, extending it out. Beautiful, last 3. Exhale to bring it in, last 2. Inhale to go long. Last one, hold it here. Beautiful, we're gonna inhale to extend the leg, flex the foot, scissor that straight leg down, pick it back up, and then bend at the knee. You can do this with the hips down too, if you prefer, but give me lots of length. We inhale to lengthen, flex that foot, scissor the heel down, pick it back up again, bend the knee in. Last 2. Beautiful, you guys. Last one, make this next one your best yet. Really imagine stepping your legs away from you and bring it all the way in. Let's do our lunge on the other side. So coming all the way up to standing, we're gonna step that right foot back behind us. So start with those feet 4 inches apart in parallel. Step the right foot back behind you this time, nice and long. And really imagine drawing your muscle pants all the way up. Beautiful. We're gonna take those arms out wide to a T and imagine that band stretching the footprint of the ball of your foot apart. Gorgeous. Lower down into your first lunge. Hold. Now imagine that pelvis rolling up and over that femur head as we take it into that diagonal lean forward. Hold. Reach your left sitting bone back for your right heel. And we'll start that glide through Jello, like you're swimming in Jello. So as you draw the arms back behind you, really imagine you're having to sweep that Jello aside. So give me some intention through the back line of the arms as you work. Beautiful. Left thigh bone plugs into the hip. Left sitting bone reaches down and back for that right heel a little bit more. Belly draws in and up, protecting that low back. If you get a little low back pain here, chances are really good you're not supporting from the front enough. Last 2. Good. Next time those arms go long, hold it here, little tricep kickback. So I'm gonna choke up on my band a little bit, little tricep kickback. Good, really thinking about absorbing elbows up into the shoulders, just like we did in that 4-point kneeling position a moment ago. Last 3. Good, last 2. Hold it back, hold it right here. Shift your body weight forward a little bit, straighten that back leg. Reach that leg out from the hip so far that it hovers up off the floor. Good, tiny little balance check is okay. Last 3. Good, last 2. And with control, bringing it all the way down. Beautiful, take that red band off to the side for a moment. You are gonna need it later though. We're gonna come down into the best plank you've ever done in your life. Step it back 1 leg at a time. Narrow those 2 front hip bones. Soften the elbows towards your hips. Really feel that activation as you imagine the backs of your arms trying to hug around your ribs. There we go, there's those triceps activating. Now, from here, we're gonna rotate the hips to the left and we're gonna sink that pelvis back, imagining a little seat belt around your 2 front hip bones, drawing you back to activate this. Bring it back through center, turn to the right, sink the booty down and back, reaching your sits bones further away from your kneecaps. Come back to center every time. Good. Resist the urge to ride the shoulder blades here. Okay, I know you can pick up the pace and you can blast these out at an incredible pace. And sure, you'll get a workout that way, but I want you to feel this real intentionality of trying to imprint all 10 fingers down, of really activating by drawing sitting bones back and lengthening the spine every time. Inner thighs stay magnetized together. Good, we're here for 3. Good, last 2. Last one, bring it back through center, hold. Good, pike those sitting bones up and back, hold. Good, now from here, bring it all the way forward. Imagine your heart gliding through those biceps. Soften the elbows a lot. Hold it here for 4 and 3. Last 2, and bring those knees down 1 at a time. Great, I told you you'd need the red band again, so find your band. It's gonna go under the ball of the right foot, but we're gonna stay on our knees in a proposal position. Okay, so it doesn't take a lot of imagination. When I say proposal, everybody knows what that looks like. Now, I want you to imagine plugging that right thigh bone in. Notice how that drew my left hip forward. Now I'm gonna melt my right thigh bone down to the floor. From here, navel draws in and up. We're gonna inhale as we broaden the collarbones to sweep the arms back, really activating through the back line of those arms. Inhale as we bring it back. Now, are you ready to kick it up a few notches? If that is you, take those back toes under you, and we're gonna go into a little carousel horse. So we're gonna take those arms back. We're gonna hover the knee just an inch or two off the floor and continue to work here. Add a little lower as the arms come forward and a little lift as you sweep it back. Beautiful, we're gonna fight to try to keep those shoulders over the hips. We're here for 4. Imprinting evenly through both feet. Even though that back knee is under us, still keep that back leg really active. Last 2. Beautiful, last one. And slowly lower all the way down. Take your red band into your hands. We're coming into a high kneeling. I'm gonna take that red band, either single layer or double layer, it's up to you. Creasing at the hip, reaching the booty back. Almost like a little modified squat. We're gonna bring our forearms down to the floor. Upper body jumps. On an inhale, we're gonna come all the way up. Exhale, reach the sitting bones down and back. I'm not pushing through the hands. Even though it's called an upper body jump, it's kind of a misnomer. Focus instead on what your pelvis is doing. Lifting through the back line of the legs. It's an inhale to rise and an exhale to lower. Good, this is max. So we're gonna pick up the pace, even though it's called an upper body jump. I want you focusing more on what's happening in the pelvis. Keep moving. Imagine every time you come to the top, the back side of your body is helping to open the front of the hips. Really feel that activation of the glutes every time you come up. Beautiful. Stay connected to your core by drawing that navel up and away. Let's add some diagonal reaches. The next time you come up, we're gonna reach it out to the left. Lower back down. Inhale up and out to the right. Beautiful. Go at whatever pace you can go that gets the heart rate going, but still allows you to stay connected to that core work. Tailbone reaches away from the crown of the head. Good. Notice we're not pushing off of the floor. This is all about the pelvis and that deep core connection. 2 more on either side. Inhale as you rise and imagine that breath opening up the front of the hips. Last one here. Hold your next one up at center. Take those arms up overhead. We're gonna lower down and lift. Your challenge is, can you keep your shoulders over the hips the whole time? We're here for 4 and 3. Last 2. We're gonna finish that proposal position on the other side. All right, we're gonna take it to that proposal on the other side. Left foot is gonna come forward onto that red band. Okay, going into our little chest expansion here. So plug that left thigh bone in, melt that left sitting bone down. It's an inhale to broaden the collarbones and an exhale to bring it back in. Good, take a few reps here, draw that navel in and up. Feel that scissoring of the inner thighs. And if you're up for the challenge, and you should be, this is a max class. We're gonna take that foot underneath us. On your next one, hold it back. Hover the knee just an inch or 2 off of the floor and press it back. Beautiful, last 4. Navel drawing in and up. Can you keep those shoulders over those hips? Last 2. Good, on your next one, hold it back, hold it right here. Good, give me a little lift and lower for 4 and 3. Last 2 and lower all the way down. Beautiful, you are done with this, guys. Set it aside. Come onto your knees. We're gonna go into a little back extension. Last thing here, and then we get to stretch. So we're gonna start in that high kneeling. Take those hands to your sides. Inhale to sweep them back, hold. Grow tall through the crown of the head. We're gonna imagine piano hinges behind our knees as we hinge it back. Now your glutes need to support you from the back. to open up the front of the hips. Hold it back for 4. Your heart is drawing forward to the top of the wall in front of you. Last 2. Good. Last one, hinge it back up. Beautiful. Take a little break. Breathe it out. Come right back up. Arms activate like you're swimming through jello. Hold. Hinge it back with that flat back. And as you do, those glutes, the hamstrings, the whole back side of the body is supporting you. That navel is drawing in and up, and your heart is reaching forward. Last 4 and 3. Last 2. And gently bring it all the way up. We're gonna do that one last time. Whew, I sure feel it. Rise all the way up. Imagine those piano hinges behind the knees. Glide those arms back. Hinge it back. Really activate the underside of that body. Recruit the glutes. Draw that navel in and up. We're here for 4 and 3. Last 2. And hinge it all the way up. Beautiful. Come up to standing. Let's take a little forward fold. Take those legs. Let's take them into a wide parallel. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale as we fold it forward, rolling it down. Belly lifts to take the upper body down. Beautiful. Now we're gonna bend one knee as we reach the other heel through the floor. If you don't have the flexibility to take the hands to the floor, take them to your thighs or your shins. Good. Softness to the backs of the knees. Think about really reaching your tailbone up to the sky. Good. The next time you bend your right knee, take your right hand to the floor, wrap that left arm up to the sky for a nice rotation. Take a deep inhale to open up the ribs. Exhale to lower down. Bend through the left knee, rotate the hips open to the right, right arm to the sky. Exhale to lower it down, center your weight, square off those feet, and we're gonna slowly roll it all the way back up, stacking that spine one vertebra after another. Take those arms up overhead, flex those wrists, send the room apart. And you just survived another WundaMAX class. Great work.